Well, good midday. Good midday. Hey, Kathy, how are you? I'm drinking my water and eating healthy. Bless his holy name. We are grateful to God for each and every one of you that are coming on to be with us during this particular time, or whether you'll be watching us a little bit later. And we are looking so forward to sharing with you, excuse me, as we're getting back into the groove and the flow of what we've been doing. I had some interruptions and some little things happen, but hey, God is still faithful. God is still able. God can do above and beyond all we could have ever asked or thought. So, we are thankful to God for you, one and all, whether you are on any of the pages or whether you're on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here with us. I know it's going to take a little while to build back up because, once things drop off, it takes a moment or two in order for us to get back to where we were. But we are grateful to God for each and every one of you. Casper, thank you so much for being here with us. We are thankful to God for you, one and all. Please share, please share. As you come on, please do so. That would be absolutely fabulous if you would do that for me. Gladys, Tamika, thank you so much for being with us on today. And again, we are grateful to God. Sharon, bless your sweet potato soul for being with us. And Kim, good midday to you. Okay. Barbara, thank you so much. Stephanie, good to have you here with us on today. Come on in the room. Yes, 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 yes. As we shall share one with the other. Kim, are you and LMA going? Well, I shouldn't even ask this about Kim. I know Kim's going. Is LMA going to the annual session? We got to put our rooming list together here pretty soon, so you can just kind of let me know while I'm thinking about this. Cora, oh my goodness, we're praying. Okay, Cora, make sure you take care. Praying for the family. Lady Brown, how are you? Thank you so much for being here with us. We bless the name of our God for you joining us on this Snapshot Monday. Minister Faye, thank you so much for being here and being in our audience for today. Please share. Please share. Please share if you don't mind. If you don't mind. Okay, that's all I need to know. I'll go ahead and get that handled and we'll go from there. And something, okay, I'm back. Something crazy just happened and it kind of took my screen out for a second, but I'm back. So we're grateful to God for each and every one of you. And we're going to get started in a minute. And again, just glad to be back at it again. Okay. And for that, we bless his holy name. Myrna, Cecile, Carolyn, Hattie, thank you for being here. Sheila, bless you. Okay. The annual session is the Tuesday after the second Sunday in October at the same hotel. The cost is $99 per night for the rooms. And we're grateful for Lavernon, who, with her negotiating prowess, was able to do that. Okay, thank you so much, James. I appreciate that. Letting it be known that we up and running the way our running should be running. Okay. So yeah, that's when it is. If there are any of you, hey LMA, who are interested in going to the annual session, I need you to call the church ASAP. It's the 10th through the 13th. The cost is $99 per night. And so we're grateful to God for that. Thea, good midday to you. Okay. It's good to be seen and not viewed. Gaither, Christy, thank you so much for being here. Denise, okay. Okay. Yeah, let us know. That way we can get our list in. Um, and be ready to roll. If at all possible, let us know this week. I want to try to get our listing in as soon as possible, and we're looking so forward to the Lord. But now let me go ahead and get started. Um, we talked about, hey Carletta, how are you? Good midday to you. We talked about the disciples, and there seems to be a malfunction with them. There seems to be something that doesn't resonate, doesn't stick, doesn't. Um, I don't even have the words for it, and I have to be real careful about what I say about them because some of the things that they do, I've done. And so it makes you wonder, in the midst of all of his teaching, in the midst of all of his instructions, in the midst of all that he has done, that they still don't get it. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. Okay. And so in the midst of all of this, good midday, Minister Sarah. Bless you for being here. In the midst of all of this, Jesus goes through this litany. You remember, the guy came with his child. They couldn't figure out what was wrong. There's all kind of stuff that was happening and everything. And in the midst of all of Jesus's corrections, they're still dysfunctional. A lot of this dysfunction comes from the fact that Peter, James, and John went up on the mountain with Jesus, and in the midst of that was transfigured, and things have been crazy ever since. And in the midst of Jesus's explaining, in the midst of Jesus's examples of servitude and humility, and when the young gentleman came up and said, "What, teacher? What good thing can I do to have eternal life?" And he tells him what's what, and in the midst of that, he says, "But here's what you got to do: sell all that you have, give to the poor." And he walked away because he had money, and he wasn't willing to absolve himself of material wealth for the sake of the kingdom of God. And so, as this continues to go on and continues to go on and continues to go on, and at this particular time, Jesus, hey Victor, how are you? And Trinette, bless you for being here. As it continues to go on, Jesus consistently interjects. Peter told my man, I done left everything I had to walk with you, and now you trying to tell me I ain't gonna get nothing out of this? Okay, Barbara White, bless you for being here. And so Jesus interjects again. He says, out of all of this stuff y'all want, you still don't grasp why I'm here. I am not just here to reestablish, hey, Sherry, to reestablish an earthly kingdom. I'm not here for that purpose. Yes, you're seeing the miracles, you're seeing all of these things happen. Then he interjects in verses 32 through 34 that I'm going to die. Y'all, I wish I had 5 people that caught that. I'm getting ready to die. I'm going to Jerusalem. I'm going to be betrayed by the chief priests and the scribes. I'm going to be condemned and delivered into their hands to be crucified. I'm going to this is the reason that I came. I came so that you could be free from sin. And then when we get to verse 35, you would have thought, okay, you would have thought, hey, Valerie, how are you? Tell Dad we said hi. You would have thought that after the chilling information of the fact that he that they are following is going to die, that it would have changed their disposition. It would have changed their outlook. It also would have changed their appreciation. But guess what? It didn't. Could it be that sometimes we are so asphyxiated on something that we believe should be, that we really don't see that it's actually not what we think? Could it be in the midst of their desperation for recognition, for exaltation, for Elder James, bless you for being here, for their desire of being great, their desire for being noticed, their desire, thank you for sharing, Valerie, their desire for name recognition, and could it could it could it could it possibly be that because they're so fixed on what they want that they honestly can't see what they need? Can I talk to y'all for a couple of minutes about that? Do you remember when our parents used to warn us about stuff? Do you? Yeah, that's a good one, Minister Sarah Self. Do you remember when our parents used to tell us that, "Now, I don't want you hanging out with so and so and so," because they got bad reputations. The family has a bad reputation. Blah 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 blah. So I really don't want you hanging around them. And isn't it an amazing thing that after we've nodded our head, okay, mom, dad, yeah, I understand. Minister Marcia, bless you. I understand. I got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And as soon as we got away from them, I'm going to just wait on you. As soon as we got away from what we thought was their ability to see us, the very thing that they told us not to do was the very thing we embraced and did. Can I go a little bit further with it? Okay. Our children, how many times have we warned them and said, "Nah, you shouldn't do this. No, you shouldn't do this. No, you shouldn't do the other," and blah, 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 blah. And as soon as they got out of our sight, Lord have mercy, they acted just just like us. Christy, what am I gonna do with you? In case y'all don't know it, Christy is Elder James and Pamela Mansell's daughter. She's a member of our church. She is faithful in what she do. But that was hilarious. I loved it. You dealing with it right now, Tamika? The more we were told no, the more we actually in our own minds heard yes. And the problem with that is the parents are the ones with the wisdom of being places we have yet to be, but because we're grown. But here's a problem. If I'm around someone, I'll just use this as an example. If I'm around someone who tells me they've got 30 days to live, how should I react toward them? After the initial shock, after the initial, "Oh, you got to be kidding me," after the initial, what should be my interaction? What should be my attention? What should be my focus when I recognize that this person is only going to probably be with us another 30 days, and after that they'll be gone? How should I deal with them? How should I interact with them? It should change, because now I recognize that the time I have with them is not that long. The time that I have with them, and I think this is something that all of us need to wrap our minds around, is because we think everybody's going to live forever. We think everybody's going to live to be old. We actually do that. And because of that, our interactions with them are sometimes superficial. But in the midst of knowing that someone is going to leave you in a few days and you're not going to see them again, good midday, Jaleesa, you're not going to see them again. There's a certain attachment. Hey, Trina, how are you? There's a certain attachment that ought to take place because you understand clearly they're not going to be with you much longer. And so, but here's a problem with the disciples. Jesus just, can I read it? Let me just read it. He says, behold, I'm going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed by the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death and deliver him to the Gentiles, and they will mock him and scourge him and spit on him and kill him, and the third day he will rise again. Y'all got to look at this. Y'all got to look at this. Jesus is telling these guys that I'm gonna die. Now, granted, if they didn't, if him dying didn't have that much of an impact on them, then him getting up from the dead didn't either. And when you get to verse 35, after Jesus has shared, hey, Elder Pam, some of the most gruesome torment and torture that any human being could ever have, look what happens. Then James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to him saying, teacher, listen at this. We want you to do for us whatever we ask. You're talking about a high level of arrogance that has come from these two. Listen what they said. Listen to this. Now, can I ask y'all a question? If your child approached you like that, what would you do? If your friend approached you like that, what would you do? What would be your reaction if someone approached you and did not ask for this? I'm telling you what I want. Out of all the times they failed, out of all the times they've messed up, out of all the times they've done wrong, they put a demand before the master. And the funny thing about it is, look at his response. Well, what do you want me to do for you? Now y'all got to look at this. Jesus has scolded them. Jesus has chastised them. Jesus has corrected them. But all of a sudden, the conversation changes and says, well, what do you want me to do? What you want me to do for you? Come on. Since you've paid absolutely no attention to anything I've said, since you've learned nothing, and out of all that I've done and all that I've walked with, and how many times I bailed you out, and in the midst of the last time when you couldn't do nothing with the boy, and I said, bring him to me, all out of all of the mishaps that have happened, well, tell me what you want. Tell me what you want me to do. Very much so, very much self-absorbed. They said to him, grant to us that one can sit on the right and the other can sit on the left when you get to your glory. Did you hear what I said? Let one of us sit on the right. Let one of us sit on the left when you get to your glory. That's what we want. We want to shine and ain't did nothing. We want to be seen and have not accomplished one thing. We want to show out and show off and have failed in everything you've assigned us to do. Because sitting in this seat denotes that we are somebody with you, even though we haven't been faithful clear, or concise with you. I wish I had somebody that understood the level of arrogance that's being displayed in the midst of someone who in a few weeks is going to die for their sins. That's as far as I'm going, because tomorrow I'm going to go just a little bit further. Woo! Was that deep? Was that something that makes, and here's what it did for me. Now, I'm only sharing this. It made me take a real good look at myself to make sure I don't act just like them. Mm, mm. It made me take a real good look at myself and go, have I been arrogant with the Lord? Have I been bossy with the Lord? And as much as failure is in my dossier, I just want to make sure that there's a level of humility that needs, because Jesus is going to teach them something. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let you go. Sometimes you can ask in arrogance and wish you could get rid of what you asked for. Listen, y'all have a fantastically blessed day in the Lord. It's going to be in the 70s. The sun is going to shine. I got a little bit of running around to do, and then I'm sitting out. I have not been out on my deck, and I don't know how long. I'm getting ready to go outside, and I'm going to tell the Lord, thank you for another day. Listen, I want to share this with you. The homegoing celebration for Erica Smith is going to be Saturday at the Union Church, calling hours 9 to 10. Celebration of Life is going to be at 10 a.m. And this family is going to need us. Okay. Listen, I got to go. I got a couple of things I need to get taken care of. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. May God bless you and keep you is our